before you start a business. Watch this first. Before you file that LLC, before you register that business name, before you quit your 9 to 5, before you max out another credit card, before you tell everyone you're starting something big, pause, you need to hear this. Entrepreneurship is sold like freedom. Scroll through social media and you'll see 6-figure screenshots, luxury workspaces, coffee shop laptops, quit my job at 25. What you don't see is the anxiety. Refreshing your bank account at 2:13 in the morning. Staring at a sales dashboard that says 0. Most businesses don't fail because the idea was bad. They fail because the founder wasn't prepared for the wait. And if you skip preparation, you might not just lose money, you might lose confidence. You might lose belief in yourself. This isn't motivation. This is preparation. And before this video ends, I'm going to give you one question, just one, that predicts whether your business survives the first 3 years. Stay with me. Ask yourself, are you escaping or building? Let me ask you something. Why do you really want to start a business? Be honest. Is it opportunity or exhaustion? Are you building towards something or running away from something? A job you dislike, a boss who drains you, debt that won't go away, burnout, frustration. Listen carefully. Business is not an escape plan. It's an amplifier. If you're anxious now, business amplifies that. If you lack discipline now, business exposes that. If you're strategic, it multiplies that too. But if you start emotionally, you will run it emotionally. And emotional decisions in business are expensive. Very expensive. So ask yourself, am I reacting or am I preparing? Quitting a job isn't just changing income. It's changing identity. When you leave employment, you lose a predictable paycheck, structured hours, a defined role, someone else carrying the ultimate responsibility. As a business owner, there is no structure unless you create it, no guaranteed paycheck, no one to blame. You stop being the employee. You become the system. You are marketing. You are sales. You are operations. You are customer service. You are strategy. You are accounting. And some days, you are doubt. Entrepreneurship is choosing uncertainty on purpose. Can you make decisions without clarity? Can you stay calm without guarantees? Can you work hard without applause? Because in the beginning, you won't get applause. You'll get silence. Let's talk about money. Revenue is celebrated everywhere. I had a $20,000 month. Sounds impressive until you break it down. Ads, inventory, software, contractors, taxes, and suddenly, that $20,000 feels smaller. Revenue is not profit. Profit is not cash. Cash is not stability. Many new founders build pressure into their system. They start with credit cards. They invest in branding before validation. They spend heavily before demand is proven, and they create stress before income exists. Listen carefully. If your living expenses depend on your first 3 months of sales, you are building from fear. Fear-based founders underprice. They panic scale. They overwork. They make short-term decisions. You need runway, months you can survive without profit, not because you doubt yourself, but because clarity requires oxygen, and panic removes oxygen. Ideas are exciting. Execution is rare. Can you sell? Not post. Sell. Can you explain your value clearly in 30 seconds? Can you handle rejection without shrinking? Can you price confidently? Can you negotiate? Passion feels powerful. Skill feels repetitive. But skill pays you. Marketing is psychology. Sales is confidence. Communication is leverage. If you avoid learning these skills, your business will struggle. Not because you lack potential, but because you lack preparation. This part is uncomfortable. The market doesn't care about your dream. It doesn't care how long you worked on something. It doesn't care how passionate you are. People buy for specific reasons: to save time, to reduce stress, to gain status, to increase income, to solve pain. If your offer doesn't clearly do one of those, you are invisible. Validate before you invest heavily. Test before you scale. Collect data before you celebrate. Your opinion about your idea doesn't matter. The market decides. Be your own boss. It sounds empowering, but in the early years, you don't feel free. You feel responsible. Evenings blur into work. Weekends shrink. Mental rest becomes rare. You don't clock out because you are the clock. You don't become free. You become accountable. Now ask yourself, are you willing to trade comfort for control? Because that's the exchange. Not freedom for nothing, control for responsibility. Remember, I promised you one question? Here it is. If this business takes 3 years to become stable, will you stay disciplined? Not excited, disciplined. Most people quit at 6 months, 9 months. The first slow quarter, the first failed launch. If your commitment depends on speed, you won't last. If your commitment depends on growth, you might. Be honest with yourself. Would you stay? If you're still here, good. That means you're serious. Here's the safer approach. Keep your income source while validating. Save several months of living expenses. Start lean. No unnecessary expenses. Validate demand before heavy investment. Track numbers weekly. Adjust based on data. Scale slowly. Discipline over drama. Strategy over ego. Preparation over pressure. Before you register that name, before you quit your job, before you announce big things coming, ask yourself, am I ready to become the person this business requires? Because business will demand growth from you, not just effort, growth. It will test your patience, your discipline, your confidence, your character. Business is not for everyone, but growth is. And if you're willing to grow first, then start. But don't rush. Prepare. And if this shifted your thinking, subscribe. Because the next conversation will show you exactly how to validate your business idea before risking real money. Build wisely. Your future self is watching.